Good evening. Thank you to everyone here tonight who is here to help us celebrate. Congratulations to Pope, to Jessica, to Paul, and Coach O. I'm truly humbled to be here with you all tonight and honored to receive this recognition from an institution that means so much to me. Thank you to Mary Webster and her team for coordinating all the details and all the festivities this weekend. Thank you to Brian for beautifully capturing our athletic careers through the video and the pictures. Thank you to Washington and Lee, to the athletic department, to the Hall of Fame committee, and to Jan. As you all know, our athletic director, but to me, she's still my coach. Honestly, part of me still finds it hard to believe that I ever played lacrosse. Then again, I have my dad, and he is happy to tell anyone who will listen about my days playing sports. Since learning I would be inducted, I have enjoyed the wonderful, and these days, very rare opportunity to reflect. You have given me the chance to think back upon my years playing lacrosse, definitely my years here at W&L, but also what led up to that time and what has happened since. Until this last year, actually lacrosse really hasn't been a part of my life. I moved around the Southeast in my 20s, and then my husband and I settled in Charlottesville in 2007. Lots of great lacrosse is played just down the road at UVA and at the local high schools, but between work and life and diapers and travel, I just wasn't seeing a lot of it. So needless to say, it was pretty exciting when my daughter Lee joined a lacrosse team this past spring. It is a blast watching her learn to cradle, learn to shoot on goal, learn to pick up those ground balls. She even put on pads and got in goal for a half, Brooke, something I never did. She loved the experience and asked to play again this fall, so I volunteered to help coach, and we are both enjoying being back on the field, having sticks in our hands. As I mentioned, since learning I would be inducted, I have truly enjoyed the opportunity to reflect on the sport I played competitively for 9 years. And what I remember most of all are the people. The details of the games are fuzzy. I cannot remember the scores or the season records. What I remember is being with my teammates in late February and early March on those days that were cold and damp, when we would do our warm-up runs around the neighborhood, and then cheering each other on through the wind sprints at the end of practice. It was the support and encouragement of my team members and coaches on those days when nobody was watching from the sidelines, and all we had to look forward to were drills and more drills. I remember the road trips in those white vans in the winding Virginia roads. I remember too many meals at the Golden Corral, otherwise known as the Golden Trough. I remember chatting with my teammates on those bus rides during the away games when I probably should have been studying organic chemistry. And none of us will forget the epic bus trip when we drove through the night down to Orlando with the men's team over our February break. And Melissa, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was about the time when Duncan made it to the top of Mary Jo's list and stayed there. I also love spending time with my teammates' families, getting to know the Foots and the Mahoneys and the Browns. Having Lorraine and Cheryl Tarasi on the same team, definitely an experience. So many fun evenings at the Stagnitas for dinner, and babysitting Allie, who is in college now. It was a treat to visit Jan's family when we went up to upstate New York to play Hobart Williams Smith. There were lacrosse parties and turkey spaghetti dinners at Waterloo and Amityville, and throughout all of these memories are the incredible friends who became family. And this is what I cherish. And speaking of family, there were very few games when I could not look over on those sidelines and see my roommates and my parents cheering us on, my dad coaching us on. My dad didn't miss a single game my senior year. I gained much from my years playing competitive sports, confidence to be sure, a better understanding of my physical and mental abilities, the importance of being a part of a team, how to set a goal, and then practice, practice, practice. So many valuable life lessons learned, sometimes again and again. And throughout it all, I was surrounded, supported, and loved by teammates, coaches, friends, and family, and I am grateful. So you all have given me time to remember, memories I do not take for granted, but in the everyday shuffle, sometimes aren't always top of mind. And maybe because I'm a mom, I naturally turn my attention to my children, Lee and Jones, who've joined us tonight. And so what I wish for them is that they too can find their passions, that they can use their many talents, that they can learn the important lessons of dedication, sacrifice, teamwork, and leadership, all while feeling as loved and supported by those around them as I did and still feel. So cheers to all those who are just beginning to play the game and find their way. My heart is full as I see my friends and family here today and those who aren't able to join us tonight. Friends and teammates from my time at W&L, Melissa and Mary Jo, Karen and Brooke and Jan, Coach Jan, and those who've entered our lives more recently, Ryan and Jeff, thank you for joining us. I'm appreciative to have many members of my family here, including my Aunt Suzanne and sister-in-law Molly. A special thank you goes to those who know me best in this world and who've been with me through all the ups and downs. Thank you to my brother James, my first teammate and first competitor. To my mom, who taught me it's how you play the game that really matters. And to my husband David and our children, Lee and Jones, for our life together. But I think anybody who knows me and knows our family knows that while I am up here receiving this honor, it is really because of one person, and that's my dad over there. To my biggest supporter, to my swimming, tennis, field hockey, basketball, and lacrosse coach, to the most enthusiastic sports fan I know, to an incredible father, and to an incredible person, Dad, I dedicate this to you.